Being that everybody and their mama that has seen Alien Romulus is giving it such high praise, I felt that it was only fair that I talked about the Alien movies myself. Now, back in 1979, the tagline, "In space, no one can hear you scream," they definitely meant it. Nothing more than the fear of the unknown, the claustrophobic setting and environment, knowing that there is a hostile alien out there and you don't know where it is, making Alien one of the best horror movies of all time. Now, fast forward 7 years later, from 1979 to 1986, and you get a sequel that is one of the best sequels ever made, like surpassing the original by a long shot in Aliens. You take the horror factor of Alien and then you increase it with over the top, adrenaline filled, testosterone rush, space marines shooting up aliens. Man, and when these guys got killed, I mean, you couldn't help but feel bad for them. You want them to survive, but going up against an army of xenomorphs, man, just like Bill Paxton said, game over, man, and giving that fear factor in there as well. Sheesh. Again, peak cinema. And speaking of peak cinema, Aliens. Not only did it establish Sigourney Weaver as a sci-fi icon, but it established her character, Ellen Ripley, as an all-around badass. When she suited up and went inside the alien hive to save Newt before that base exploded, and then when she got in that exosuit and went one-on-one with the alien queen herself and hit that iconic line, "Get away from her, you bitch." I'm like, whoa, now that's what you call badass, and again, peak cinema. But then, of course, somebody felt the need in 1992 to give us Alien 3 by killing off Newt and Dwayne Hicks off screen, and then you end up impregnating Ellen Ripley with the alien queen. I'm going, yeah, it was a little anticlimactic, especially when you go back to using the formula from the first movie. Then 1997 gave us Alien Resurrection. The less said about that, the better. Aliens versus Predator. Those two films are pretty much their own separate things, so they have nothing to do with the Alien timeline. And then we end up getting the origin stories that nobody asked for in Prometheus and Alien Covenant in 2012 and 2017, respectively. I didn't care about the origin stories of the xenomorphs because these things don't need an origin story to explain that they are very hyper aggressive creatures that just want to just kill anything in sight. No reasoning with them at all. Also, while I'm thinking about it, Aliens almost didn't happen because when Sigourney Weaver found out that her co-stars wasn't getting paid what she was getting paid, she negotiated with that studio and said, look, if they don't make what I'm making, I'm not in this movie. Another thing too, as far as Aliens go, in a deleted scene or the director's cut of it, you find out that Ripley had a daughter that died the whole time that she was in cryostasis for those 75 years between Alien and Aliens. And not only that, Sigourney Weaver was not the first choice to play Ripley either. Don't believe me? Google this stuff for yourself. But overall, my verdict for the Aliens franchise, to and through, it should have stopped at the second film. Everything else after that is just fan fiction, a bad dream, fever pitch, whatever you want to call it. But as far as I'm concerned, in Brown Baldy's book, anything past Aliens does not exist to me. Just my thoughts, just my opinion, and as always, just saying.